Okay, what I'm going to demonstrate, what I'm doing is a ribbed cable, and it's going to be a 5-stitch cable. It's a little more complex than a regular because this pattern is in a rib pattern. As you can see, it's a knit and purl, knit and purl. You need at least 8 stitches because it goes over 5, so you need at least 8 stitches. I have, I think, 10 in each section. When it's done, it will look like these right here. It'll look like those. I have 7 of them done. I'm working on the last one now. But it's a little complex, but we're going to try to demonstrate it. I've already started out. When you start out, I've got my sections separated with stitch markers, and that's my beginning of round is green. And I've got 10 on each section, and these other stitch markers do the other section for half of the hat. So each panel, I have 8 panels here, and each panel has 10 stitches right now. I've done with my increases. I'm just using those stitch markers also to keep track of my panels. And so I do a knit and a purl so far, and now I'm getting ready for the 5 stitches that I'll start here with the knit, and you're going to keep that in pattern 2 once you switch all the stitches. And I'm going to be using 2 cables, 2 different types, to be able to switch these stitches around. First off, I'm going to take my hooked one, and I'm going to take this first stitch off, and I'm going to put it in the front and just let it hang there. I love those U-shaped ones. And then I'm going to take my other one and take the next 3 stitches off because I need to switch places on this cable with that front one. So I've got those 3 stitches off, and now I'm going to put this stitch, I need it to go across and to the left. So what I'm going to do is move this all the way down, and then I'm going to bring this one over. So I've got these 3 stitches there, and I'm going to put it onto there with the other 3 stitches. So now this one that was at the front over here is now over here. All right. And then for the 5th stitch is going to be this one here. So I'm going to take my hook and put that in the back out of the way, because this one's going to be in front of all of those. So I'm going to take this one off next. And this is going to be very tight because it's 5 stitches. So you can imagine how tight that's going to be. And then we're going to bring this back over to the front. And now this one is actually going to go all the way to the right. It was the one that was furthest to the left over here, and we're going to move it to this side of the needle. So basically what we did is we took the first stitch and moved it all the way to the left of the 3, and now we're taking the last stitch and moving it all the way to the front of the 4. So it makes it really tight. So we're going to move this over so we can add this stitch onto the front of there, and then we can just knit off of that needle until we get those 5 stitches done. And we're going to do this in the rib pattern with knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. And that's why you have to have at least 8, because you'll do a purl down here to finish off that pattern. All right, now we can bring this up front. All right. And these are kind of hard to separate out because they are squish tight. So I try to use my fingers a little bit to get them out of the way. There's a knit. And be careful when you slide them off because they will try to come off. All right, there's a purl. All right. To the back so we can do our next knit. All right. Okay, slide that one off. Move it to the front for our last purl on here. Oh, they're tight. Don't come off. Get under all the stitches. There we go. I don't want it to split on me. This is extremely tight, so hard to do, but it's very pretty. All right, now last one to the back. Oh, don't come off. That's our last knit. All right, so we're done with that. And then we will do a purl on the regular and finish off this section over here. Oh, purl, I'm sorry. All right, now we're at the end of the row, and you can see that cable right here that it did. You can see the twist, how these 5 came over. You can see it better right there. And you see all of them here. So this is a beanie hat I am working on, but I think it's coming along really good. So I just wanted to show how to do that ribbed 5-stitch cable.